Okay. Respected Professor I.B. Mujumdar, our honored speaker, Mr. Jiva Prasad from Edgate University Program, other faculty members of BPPIMT, and student friends, as well as other participants from other institutes. It is a great pleasure for me to say a few words during the inauguration of the 3-day online workshop on embedded system design and IoT, particularly on Android app development for IoT and PCB design. In fact, I understand that there was another workshop on the same topic, embedded system design, IoT earlier, and this is a continuation of that. And this type of workshop is definitely going to help the participants in getting theoretical aspect through lectures as well as hands-on delivery and hands-on experience on Android app development. Now, it is very well known to all of you that embedded system is a part and parcel of our life for a very, very long time. In every sphere, we are using it. Talk about any gadget, talk about any system. Nowadays, embedded system will be there, means a processor is inbuilt. And therefore, embedded system needs no introduction to anybody. We are used to it. But the thing is that you use of these, how to develop the apps and other things, particularly for IoT. IoT, that is also known, but we want to know much more because ultimately, after some time, IoT will also be the order of the day. And therefore, IoT, knowing about IoT, particularly for the development purpose, this type of workshop has got a lot of value. I am sure through the lectures from our faculty member, I understand Professor Ramesh Kumar is going to deliver lecture tomorrow, and to expert speakers as well as hands-on experience they are going to give us that will educate all the participants tremendously. I am sure everybody, all of us are going to gain a lot, and I wish this workshop all success. With these few words, I don't want to come in between you and the speaker, and so I request the organizers to proceed on with their program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, sir, for those wonderful words of inspiration. Now, I'd like to request our HOD ma'am of the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at BPPIMT, Dr. Ivy Majumdar ma'am, to say a few words about this 3-day online workshop.
Thank you, Debapriyo. Respected Professor Emeritus, former Dean Academic, Professor Dr. B.N. Chatterjee, sir, respected other dignitaries, my dear colleagues, and all participants, a very good afternoon. It is my immense pleasure to say a few words in the inaugural session of the 3 days workshop on embedded system design and IoT, phase 2, theme Android app development for IoT and PCB design. organized by the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, BP Poddar Institute of Management and Technology, in association with SPIE Student Chapter, BPPIMT, and training partner Edgate Technologies Pvt Limited, Bangalore, under Texas Instruments University Program. The Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, BPPIMT, has a proud legacy of advancing towards excellence and transforming minds towards a better future. ECE department has taken the lead role to develop the discipline of engineering. And in an effort to achieve that, the department has organized several workshops, seminars, conferences in the past, which hosted a large array of dynamic and intellectual minds. SPIE Student Chapter BPPIMT is continuing over here for 10 long years. And at present, we have 93 active members. This chapter organizes different events like workshop, seminar, technical events like model competition, KHED, the technical game competition, technical quiz, etc. In continuation of the legacy of ECE department and SPIE Student Chapter, BPPIMT, we are proud to host this 3 days workshop, which aims to bring together scientists, researchers, academics, industry representatives, practicing engineers, and other stakeholders to a common platform to develop awareness of the trends and share their cognition. Actually, this is a continuation of the workshop held during February 2020 by Embedded System and IoT Innovation Lab of ECE Department, BPPIMT. BNC sir has explained the need of embedded system IoT in detail, so I'll not go much in that. Here, participants will get information regarding opportunities and challenges in embedded system from Mr. Ramesh Kumar, Assistant Professor, Electronics Department, BPPIMT, and they will get exposure to Android app development technique for IoT by Mr. Jiva Prasad A, Edgate Technologies, and also on the third day, they will get an hands-on experience on PCB design technology by Mr. Ognivo Banerjee. I am proud to say that Ognivo is our alumni, beside being a professional from Fortuna Impex Private Limited. I'll not take much time of you because I know all of you are eagerly waiting to learn from our respected speakers and trainers. I am sure that we all are going to be benefited from the knowledge to be shared by the domain experts and apply the acquired knowledge in our respective areas. I wish this event a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. Now, this officially marks the end of today's inauguration ceremony of the 3-day online workshop. I'd like to thank our respected former Dean of Academics and current advisor, Professor Dr. B.N. Chatterjee, sir, HOD ma'am, Dr. Ivy Majumdar, the faculty members, our esteemed guest from Edgate Technologies, Mr. Jiva Prasad, sir, and all of the students for your patience and presence. We will soon begin with our first hands-on session.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ashmita Bakshi. I would like to welcome everyone present here. Without any further delay, I would like to introduce our speaker for today, Mr. Jiva Prasad. Mr. Jiva Prasad is employed with Edgate Technologies Pvt Limited as an embedded system engineer. He has 2 years of professional experience. He holds a Bachelor of Technology degree from Karunya Institute of Technology, Coimbatore in Electronics and Communication Engineering. His interests are prototypes development, full stack IoT development, SDK development, web and Android, and working in new technologies. His working areas include Texas Instruments, MCU, MSP 430, MSP 432, TIVA ARM, RSLK Robotics, IoT, Particle Kits, Advanced IoT Kits, and Web Designing. He has trained numerous students and faculties in various universities and colleges across India. Recently accomplished training at Christ University, Bangalore, Raj Kumar Goel Institute of Technology, Ghaziabad, Government Engineering College, Jalgaon, Dr. Ambedkar Institute of Technology, Bangalore, Bundelkhand Institute of Engineering and Technology, Jhansi, Vemana Institute of Technology, Bangalore, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai, Nanhi Pari Simant Engineering Institute, Pithoragarh, Care University, Vijayawada, COE, Pune, IIT, Ayodhya, and many more. Without any further ado, let's get started with our hands-on session with Mr. Jiva Prasad. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon. I hope I am audible to everyone. So let's start the session. So before we just start the session, let me just give an introduction about myself and my company. So already they have given the introduction of me. Now let's see what we do actually. So I think there is no problem in my audio, and I hope you are able to see the screen which is being shared by me. So that was a good inaugural session, and I think this session definitely will help you in understanding more about Android applications for IoT devices. So thanks for a warm welcome. So in this class, me and myself, Jiva Prasad, and my colleague Mr. Nishant will be available for you to take the classes and for you to answer or clear your queries or doubts, whatever comes when we take the classes. So both the persons will be available here for you to take forward this 2 days classes. So that's a brief introduction about myself is given already. So let me run through about the company and all those stuff. Then we will jump into the sessions. So we are the Edgate Technologies. Actually, what we do, we actually establish lab setups, technicals, supports, mentorships, internships, in-house trainings, workshops, then on-campus customized training programs, conference courses, so research labs, so many things. All these things are the different types of job profiles we have in our company. So we basically set up a lab. We do training programs for students under Texas Instrument program, and we teach a lot of ARM-based courses like ultra low power system design courses, robotic courses, Android application courses, artificial intelligence courses, animation courses. So a lot of courses we do. So that is one of the major. Apart from that, we set up course curriculum. We set up research lab in the colleges. We train teachers. We train faculty. We train students. So this is one of the part or what we do in our company premises. So what are our experience? We basically do MSP 430 design. That is nothing but ultra low power system design. Then we do real-time system design. Then we do analog designs. Then we do digital signal processing designs. Then we do IoT, Internet of Things, robotics. So all these are the major platforms. We have the major experience from our end. So our experts are like our colleagues are having a lot of much experts in all this ultra low power, Internet of Things, robotics, real time, DSP, and analog devices. And still we have artificial intelligence, animations, and Android, much more. So those are also our good expertise and experience. So we are the partners of a lot of other companies, maybe like Texas Instruments. So we are the major partners of Texas Instruments, where we teach all types of Texas Instruments. Texas Instruments is one of the leading IC manufacturing company in the world. So apart from that, digital spectrum, where this is with the digital spectrum and DSP based processing microcontrollers. Mango Communication is an communication based company. So they have Mango Communication is the first company who introduced 4G, 3G, and 5G to the research peoples. And we have SoftDB. SoftDB is also one of the BSC-based microcontroller manufacturing company. Then we have Technosoft, who's an motion control, motor driver control company. So we are like in collaboration with all these companies like Microbit, Link Research, and Neuros. So Neuro is one of the brainwave technology company where using a brainwave you'll be able to check whether you are concentrating or you are not concentrating, or you'll be able to operate a robot using your brain. So all those things are taken care by this Neuro company. So this is one our major partners from our end. So then these are some of the glimpse of our company, like companies work or companies workshop which is being conducted in a lot of IITs, NITs, IISCs, all of top colleges like SRM, GLC. So many companies, so many colleges we have given up the training programs, and this is just a glimpse of that. And we not only give training programs, we support students in their project works, and these are some of the project support what is being given by us. So this is the just a major thing we just wanted to show it to you, and this is the major thing we just wanted to show it to you now. Then we have like our corporate partners, some like we have Toshiba, Microsoft, Honeywell, Tata Elxsi, Escort. So a lot of companies are being Bharat Electronics. These are the companies who get involved from Edgate Technologies, and they get tools and they get services from our end. So these are the major corporate clients of our Edgate Technologies. So this is the brief introduction about the company. So now I hope you would have got a rough idea about what is Edgate and what they are going to do. So I hope there is no problem in my audio, and I hope everything is fine. So let's start with the today's session. So the topic for the day is like Android application for IoT device. So why it is an important thing, or why it is a major thing to learn an Android application for IoT devices, or an Android application for an embedded system or something like that. So as I hope many people are from electronics and communication background or an electronics background, we may be more familiar with what is IoT, and we may be more familiar with what is embedded system, what is microcontroller, and how does a microcontroller can work. But when you get into a corporate, you are not dependent only on this one particular domain or something like that. So you must be in the position to make the other developers to understand what you are going through. For example, nowadays we are into this development of full stack devices. So this full stack devices nowadays we are into this full stack devices. So this full stack devices are the devices which are like, for example, let's take fans. Okay. So nowadays you see there are smart fans which has been available in the market, where you will be able to control the speed of the fan. You'll be able to control the turning on and turning off operation of the fan. You are getting the fans which is having inbuilt lamps in it. If you want to turn on the lamp, you can turn on the lamp. So a lot of smart fans are available now, right? Like ceiling fans. So this smart ceiling fans, you see, basically, if you are in electronics background, we know that how do we be able to control the speed of the fan? Okay, PWM module is there, which helps me to control the speed of the fan. Then we know how to turn on and turn off. I need an IoT device, or I need an IoT microcontroller which can communicate with that mobile phone. Sorry, which can communicate with that ceiling fan, and where it will be able to turn on and turn it off. If it is having any lamp inside it, if I want to turn on that, I can turn it on and turn it off. So basic understanding of hardware we have, but still the interface which is being given by that microcontroller, or the user who can take use of it. Nowadays, you see Previously, we had remote controls where we used to have an IR remote in it, IR trans receiver in it, where you will be able to send the information from your remote to the fan or an TV or something like that, and you will be able to control it. So nowadays, we have something called as smartphones. So smartphone is one of the major used devices by every person. So a person may have a TV, may not have a TV or a fridge or a washing machine in his home, but he might have a smartphone in his hand. So smartphone has become more than luxury, it has become a necessity in everybody's life. So that is the reason we are pushing up with this Android application development. So in that, you may ask, sir, there are a lot of other mobile companies or mobile manufacturers, something like now Huawei is coming with their own OS. Apple, there is an iOS. So why are we going with Android? So Android is the major player where you see 80% of the mobile phones, whatever is being used in this world, is Android application mobile phones. If a person uses a Apple mobile phone, also he has an alternate mobile which is an Android or something like that. So nowadays, if the smart TVs are there, which is an Android, smart tablets are there, which is Android. If you could see the infotainment board which is there in the car, that is.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, excuse me.
Yes.
So extremely sorry to interrupt you, but sir, are you presenting something?
No, I'm not just presenting anything. I'm just speaking out anything. Okay, fine.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. No, sir. Just actually, we just got confused. Thank you, sir. You can continue, sir. Extremely sorry for the interruption.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So I'm just giving you the introduction about what are we trying to do. That's it. So for that, I don't think so you need any PPT to be presented or something like that. So in order to make you understand, I'm just displaying something like this. Okay. So as I told you, this major part is being done by this Android. So that is the reason we are selecting it Android. But still, when I tell you Android, so there are a lot of other platforms available out there in the market. Maybe like you can see Flutter, you have Android Studio, you have Unity, you have Thunkable. There are lots and lots of platforms available. But still, since we are starting up with very basics and we are starting up with zero knowledge of Android application development, MIT App Inventor is one of the best good platform to get started with it. Okay, so now, so there will be some questions or queries or doubts in your mind, like where it is going to help me or how it is going to help me in learning this. So when you see, when you get inside a company as an embedded system developer or an IoT developer, once you are creating a product based on, let's assume the same smart fans, like that you're trying to create a smart lamp. Okay, so you have created the hardware part, everything, and for that the interface is going to be your mobile phone. Okay, the control for that lamp is going to be from your mobile phone. So you need to create an application. So if you are in R&D or research and development, you need to give a prototype or you need to give a proof of concept to the manufacturing unit where they will be able to create it in the mass production or something like that. Okay, so that time when you create it yourself and if you tell them that this is the proof of concept, and whenever you are done with your hardware part, and if you wanted to create a traditional way of Android application in the traditional coding method, you will be having the 70 to 80% knowledge of creating an Android application. So you will be able to easily convey the information what is needed and what is necessary for the application to the people who is really going to develop the application. So it is better to understand and keep the knowledge of all the platforms, so that when you are into a company and doing some R&D, and whenever you wanted to create an application and whenever you wanted to do a prototype, it is going to help you to make yourself your own prototype, and it is going to help you to convey the information to the person who is really going to develop it. So if I tell a person who is an Android application developer, he is expert in that, he knows much more than you, but still if he is having the basic knowledges of embedded system and IoT, so he will be able to grasp the things what is being said by you, and he will be able to create the application in much efficient way as you needed it. So that is the reason corporates are looking for people who can work in this multidisciplinary, or who is having a knowledge in multidisciplinary, or if they are able to replicate things in multidisciplinary. So those are the candidates which is being pinpointed, or which is being taken, or which is being necessary for the corporates are looking for. So that is one good reason, or one good thing where if you start exploring more things in app development, it will be your own interest. So if you are really more interested in app development, then you can shift your mind from this MIT App Inventor. This basic MIT App Inventor is going to tell you how to get started with these things. So before learning basic things, you cannot go with the other higher end parts, right? So that is the thing we are going to try to give you here. Once you start completing this, and if you feel this is more interesting than embedded or IoT development, you can set your path or career towards an Android app development, start exploring more things in MIT, and start going towards traditional way of creating the Android application development, something like Android Studio or Flutter or an Unity or something like that. So that is the reason we are going with this MIT App Inventor. So before we start the session, I have questions from you people. So how many of you are aware of something on this app development? So you can put it in the chat. So you can put it like yes or no. Yes, I have little bit knowledge about Android app, MIT, in MIT. So I have little bit knowledge about MIT App Inventor. Something like if you have created any basic thing. If no, you can put it no. If you have no thing, if you know anything, then you can put it like yes. So that your chat is going to make me to prepare myself. How should I teach you the things? Okay. So now, as many are telling it, many doesn't know about this app development, and many doesn't know about this MIT App Inventor. That is so good. So that is why we are here to teach you. That's completely fine. So here you will be able to have a hands-on. Maybe like you can try it simultaneously with me to understand all these concepts, and you can just try to create an application with me, where you will be able to understand the application, how it is developed and how it is being running in your mobile phone, all those stuff. So now I have a question that how many of you are gonna try simultaneously with me and just understand how this is gonna happen. So in order to try this simultaneously with you, you need a browser. Maybe like you need a laptop. In a laptop, you need a Chrome or an Firefox browser, and you need an Android mobile phone. These two are the basic requirements. So if you are going to try it with me, you can just post it in the chat that yes, you are going to try it with me. If not, you can post it like no, we are not going to try it. Maybe later we will try it. Okay, so why am I asking you this question in the sense? So if you people are going to try this, so what I will do is I will just go it in a slower phase, so that you people will be able to understand, and you people will be able to go simultaneously with me. If you're not going to try it, I will try to go it in bit faster phase, so that we'll be able to cover up the agenda, and we'll be able to do it in lot of things. Okay, fine. Many are telling that we are going to try it simultaneously. Fine. So let's not wait. Let's jump into the platform. So now you will ask that the topic is Android for IoT. So where is the IoT part? So today we will understand what is Android application, how to create a basic Android application, and how do I install it in my mobile phone and check whether the application is working or not. So today that is going to be my agenda. So tomorrow what I will do, basically I'll take you through an Android application development, where you will be able to interface a microcontroller with your application, and you will be able to control those microcontroller and your mobile. You will be able to control that microcontroller using your application what you have developed. Okay, so that we will have it tomorrow. So we will go it phase by phase. So today's agenda is introduction to MIT App Inventor. How will this MIT App Inventor look? How to use this MIT App Inventor? Then third thing, what you will be creating a basic Android application, which will help us to understand how to create an Android application. So we will just try to create 1 or 2 applications in today's session, and we will try to wind up today's session. And in tomorrow's session, what we will do, we will start with cloud, and we will start with IoT, something like that. Basically, we'll tell you about basics of this microcontrollers and IoT devices, something like that. Then we will create an application which will interact with this embedded system, and where it will be able to turn on and turn off the LED. So something like that, we will try to do it. Okay, so let's jump into the session. So for this, you can just open an Google tab and just type MIT App Inventor. So go inside a Google search bar and just type MIT App Inventor and click enter. So you will be in this page. So now you see, since this is in Google Meet, I'll not be able to see your chat. So if you have any doubts or queries, you can just unmute, ask the question and mute yourself. Okay. So simultaneously, I may not be able to check your chats also, and I may not be able to check your share the screen also. So that is the reason I'm telling, if you have any queries or questions, you can just unmute and ask the questions. So just type MIT App Inventor. There you get the first link. Click on the first link. So this is the MIT App Inventor platform. So this platform was the first platform which was created by an MIT university. So they have created this platform to make the Android application development easier, and it is much more efficient, and people can get started with this. So if anybody wants to start with Android application development, then they should basically start with MIT App Inventor. So it is very such simple platform to understand what is an Android application development, and it helps you to create a prototype level application. So here, this is one of the best platform, and it is created by MIT University. So you see, roughly every day 55,000 users are being using this MIT App Inventor platform. So here, once you log in, only you'll be able to get it. Active users today, it is 55K were using it today, and you see almost 8.2 million registered users are using this platform, and they are creating their own applications daily. And you see 34 million applications have been developed by using this MIT App Inventor. Not only that, you see you have a lot of getting started links, you have tutorials, you have teach, you have contribute, you have collabs, you have support, whatever doubts you have, everything. They have the getting started links, they have tutorials, we have teaching blogs, and you have support blogs, which helps you to understand a lot more about this MIT App Inventor after this few days. Once we teach you, and once we start leaving it, if you have doubts or queries, or when you wanted to explore more on this MIT platform, then you can use this tutorials, getting started, and support, which will definitely help you in understanding or making a step forward in this MIT App Inventor. So how do I get in? So here at the top left corner, you have an create app icon with orange background. Click on that. Automatically it will redirect you, and it will just ask you to log in. So once you are trying to log in, you can use your Gmail account to log in. So I am using my Gmail account to log in. So once I log in, automatically I have logged. So already I have created a lot of projects over here. So it directly goes inside that project. So if you are a new user to this platform, you will be stopped over here. So already I have created a lot of projects over here. So since I have created a lot of projects, so it has opened my recent project, whatever I have opened. So recent project, whatever I have created is today morning. So that project it has opened, and it has redirected me to the development page. So basically this is your project list page. So here only you will be able to list your projects and you will be able to perform the operations. So see here, here you have start new project, then you have move to trash, publish to gallery, and view trash. For example, you see if I wanted to delete any old projects, I can just select some of the projects which I don't want, and I can select and just click on move to trash. Automatically it will show me a disclaimer. If I click on OK, automatically those things will be available in the trash. If I click view trash, those deleted or moved to trash projects are available here. So if I want to delete it, I can select everything, and if I want to restore, I can restore. If you want to delete it permanently from trash, click delete from trash, disclaimer, click OK. Automatically all these things will be deleted. So now again click on my projects, you have a lot of projects. So now how do you create projects? So here you have start new project, click on that start new project. There you need to give one project name. So here what will be your project name? So here I'll give it as batch 22 and I'll take it as OK. So my project name is batch 22. So you can also click any name and you can just type those name and you will be able to get those project names done. So now here are the set of process. So here is the window. So before we get into this window, we need to understand how an application is generally developed. Okay. So whenever a corporate or whenever a company is trying to create an application, so there are a lot of people involved, a lot of teams involved. Okay. So what are these teams? So first there will be a research team who researches about the project or researches about the application. For example, let's see, there is a company who is trying to create an application for music listening purpose. Okay. For example, Savan, Ghana, or Geo Music or Airtel Wink Music or something like that. If anybody wants to create a platform to listen music, so let's take XYZ as a company who wanted to create an music streaming platform. Okay. So what will they do? There will be, so we are getting inside the company. So there are a lot of sub teams available in the company. The first team which works on the app is strategy team or an research team. So what they do, they start downloading all the different music applications which has been available in the App Store, Play Store, everywhere, and they start understanding what are the things being available in this App Store or Play Store, or what are the things available in this whole music streaming platform, and they start researching and they just understand this is what being provided by all the service provider. These are the things which is not being provided. So this is the pattern of data what they are using. This is the charges which is being charged by each platform. So everything will be noted and they do research and they make a conclusion that these are the features we are going to give it in our app, and this is how my app is going to stand between all the other competitors in the market. So they do all those research and they give you one final thing that this is how my application has to look to the users. Then that thing will be given to an first look design team. So there is one more team where they just sit and design for the applications. How do they sit and design for the applications? So there will be they will be having lot of tools like Adobe Photoshop, Corel Draw, so pen and paper. So there will be full design team who would have had the expertise in designing themselves. They sit and design how the app should look like, what should be the color code. They follow all the color code theories and everything. They place the application, this app should be available here, this icon should be available here, this play button should be available here, the next track button should be available here. Everything they just design using the software tool or something like that. So that is an design part what is being completed by the design team or the first look team. After that first look team completes the design, that is being sent to the front end designing team. So front end designing team is nothing but they sit and replicate the design what is being given by the design team into the platforms like Android Studio, Flutter, MIT App Inventor, or any platform what they are going to use to develop their application. In that platform they are going to replicate the design which is there as a pen and paper design, or which is there as a normal soft design. They are going to implement and they are going to make it as a original application design. So they just design it. Once that design is being completed, then there will be a backend team who will be start coding for this application. They start the functionality coding. Okay, if the user clicks this button, this application should do this process. If the user clicks that button, then this application do this process. So all those things, this backend team is gonna sit and type the. They are going to type the code. So once that is been done, what do they do? That completed application is being given to the test team, and the test team they just test the application, whether the application is working properly as per the requirement or not, whether it's having any bugs or not. So if any bugs and if there is any errors or if there is any problem, they send it again back to the development team, who backend team, who starts again developing the things and rectifies all the errors and bugs, and again send it to the test. Once it passes the testing, then it is in the market and people start using it. So this is the whole set of process which is going to happen. So here we are not in the different team to do all these stuff. So here we will break an application development into 3 parts. One is first look design, second is designing in the platform, third thing is backend designing, then fourth thing is testing. So only these 4 things we are going to do. So here basically I will be just telling you how to design an application in a paint tool. So we are not going to use any high-end tool like Adobe Photoshop or Corel Draw or something like that. So here I am going to make use of the basic tool which has been available from my end. So I'm going to use that basic tool and I'm going to do the first look design. So the first application what we are going to develop is, I will be giving you the aim of the application. That is going to be the research team's part. Okay, so I will be giving you the aim of the application. Now for that we have to sit and design for the first look. Once the first look is done, then we have to replicate in the platform what we are going to do. After platform we are doing backend, we have to write the code. After backend code is being done, we have to download the application, install the application in our mobile phone and do the testing part. So these are the 4 set of stages we are going to go through. So first thing is we are going to design it. So for that what I am going to do, I am going to open the paint application. So this paint application is one of the application which is easy for me to access. Why? Because it is available pre-installed in my Windows. So that is the reason I am using paint. If you are good in anything, you can use any medium of platform or any medium of designing platforms. Okay, if you are not having anything, you can even use a pen and paper just roughly to design the thing how it should look like. Okay, fine. So the first application what we are going to develop is, I need 2 different buttons adjacent to each other, and one button should be named as red and the other button should be named as blue, and below to these 2 buttons I need one field where if I click on the button red, then the field color should change to red color. Then if I click on the blue button, then the field color should change to blue color. So this is my aim. So I will tell you again, 2 buttons, below to that buttons I need one field. So each button should be, one of the buttons should be named as red, another button should be named as blue. If I click on the button red, then field which is below to that button should change its color to red color. If I click on the button which is being named as blue, then the field which is below to that button should change its color to blue color. Okay, so this is the basic aim of the app what we are going to develop. So for this what we are going to do, we are going to create a first look. So first look in the sense what I will do, I hope everybody are able to see my paint window, right? So any one person can unmute and tell that whether you are able to see my paint screen or not.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
So now what I will do is I will just create a rectangle. So assume that this is the screen. So this is my mobile phone screen. So assume that this is the screen. So here what I am going to do is, I told you I need 2 different buttons adjacent to each other. Okay. So now I need buttons. So how will I draw a button? So this is my design. So in your design, you can have your own creativity. So in my design, what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw just 2 buttons. I am just making it the rectangle button, and next to that I'm drawing one more button. So I have drawn 2 buttons. So I have button 1, button 2. I have to name this button as red and blue. So before I name, I'm going to even just for a creativity purpose, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give the background of this as red and give the background of this as blue. So I hope everybody knows to use this paint tool. I hope everybody would have played with this tool when you were in 5th or 6th standard. But this I'm making it more efficient so that you will be able to understand this in much easier way. Okay. So I have made this red and blue here. So I have to name this as red and I have to name this as blue. How will I name? So let me select one text box and let me name here as red. I'm just changing the color of the name to red as black color so that it is more visible in the background color. So now what I have did, I have named type the letter red and I have placed it middle to this button which is been red color. So now you see I have created a button, background color is red and the name inside that is red. So my aim is being half is being done. So same way I have to do it for blue. Again, let me take a text block and give the name as blue and place it center for this thing. So now see, as I told you, 2 buttons, one of the buttons should be named as red and another button should be named as blue, and these buttons should be adjacent to each other. So as per the aim, the buttons are adjacent to each other. So what is the other aim? I told there should be a field below to this button. So how will I create a field? Again, let me click on square tool and let me create one field over here. So let me place it in the center. So I have created a field. So now what is the working of the application? So if I click on this red color, then this field should change to red color. Then if I click on this blue color, then this field should change to blue color. So this is my requirement. So if I click on red, it should change to red. If I click on blue, then it should change to blue. So this is how they should work. So working here, I am just showing it to you. It is not working. It is a simple design. I am just showing it to you. So how will it work? If I develop in the MIT App Inventor platform only, it will work. So this is the basic look of my application, how it should look for the user. So this is how it will look for the people who is going to use your applications. So this is my design. If I tell anybody else in the team to design, for example, there are 100 people available in the workshop. So if I tell you people to design, you might have one opportunities or one design platform. Instead of why should we have it as rectangle, sir? So let me have it as circle. One thing you can name it as circle. Sorry, one button you can keep it as circle, and second button also you can keep it as circle. And you can name this as you can name one of the circle as red and another one as blue, and it is up to the user creativity. And if you want to have the below thing also as circle, you can put it as circle. So it is up to your creativity. So here, as per my creativity, I have kept it as square shape. So as per your creativity, if you are putting it as circle, you can put it as circle. If you want to put it as hexagon, you can put it as hexagon. It is up to the user to design the application. So it is completely UX is based on the users. Okay, so based on the developers. You see WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, Telegram, all these 4 are same category, which is called as messaging applications. Okay, you will be able to send and receive the messages. But you see, take WhatsApp. WhatsApp is having a different theme and different color code and different emojis and different way of sending the text. Telegram is having a separate way of sending the text and receiving the text. And Facebook Messenger is having different text, and Hangouts is having different text. So all these four are coming under one roof called as messaging applications. But when it comes to the UI or the user interface or the user experience, they are different. So this is what you call, whatever we are doing it, right? So this is what people call it as user interface designing. That means whatever you have designed now is user interface designing or user experience designing. Okay, so this is how you will be able to create the first look. This is how my app looks. It is not the working of the application. This is how my app looks. So now the designing part is done. So now if I am going back to this platform, this is the first time you are seeing it. So this is the window where you will be replicating the design, whatever you have made it in the first look part. So here we call it this as designing part. So that is first look part. This is app designing part. So you see at the right top corner, you have one option called as designer and blocks. So this designer is nothing but your design replication from your first look. So this is the window where you are going to replicate the design whatever you have made in the first look. Then if I click on blocks, this is the place where your backend coding is gonna come. So there are three stages available here. The first stage is first look design. After first look design is done, in your application designer part, replicating that design. That means front end part or user interface designing part. After this is done, you will go to the blocks part, which is nothing but you will write the code over here and you will finish the application development process. Then you will install it in your mobile phone and you will be able to check the application, how the application has been working or all those stuff. So now you are not aware of this designer and the blocks window. So now what I will do, I will explain you this whole platform. So you have lot of sub windows available here. You are not able, you will be having some doubts. What is this? Different things available here and how you will be able to understand a lot of things over here. So in order to understand this designer window, I need to tell you one scenario. So understand this scenario first, then we will relate that scenario with this app development platform so that it will be easy for you to understand it. Okay, the scenario is, in your home, you wanted to buy groceries for your home. So if you wanted to buy groceries for your home, where do you go? You go to a supermarket. So why do you go to a supermarket? A supermarket is a place where you get all your groceries and all your household things. And in supermarket, everything will be channelized and categorized. For example, if you want rice, all the rice will be categorized in one session. If you want snacks, then all the snacks will be categorized into one session. If you want bathroom wear, everything will be available in one session. If you want cloths will be available in one session. If you want pulses or dal or something like that, that will be categorized into one session. So supermarket is a place where everything will be categorized and everything will be available for your grocery purchase and your household purchases. Okay, so that is the reason you are going for, whenever you wanted to buy groceries, you go for a supermarket. So once you get inside a supermarket, how do you go? You get a trolley, right? You take a trolley, you go inside the supermarket, and if you wanted to, for example, let us assume that you wanted to buy 1 kg of ghee. Okay, so if you want to buy 1 kg of ghee, you go to the milk product section. There you will be having the ghee. Why? Because ghee belongs to milk product, so you will be directly going to the milk product section, and there you will be having the ghee. So there you take the ghee bottles and you search for your own preferred brand. So whatever brand you like, you just take that brand and you just see what is the manufacturing date, what is the expiry date, what is the price of the product, and what is the ingredient used, whether it is having high cholesterol or what is the content, protein content, and what is the manufacturing content, or what is the substance available inside that product. Everything you check, and you check the price. If everything matches your requirement, you just take that product and put it inside the trolley. So same way, what and all product you want, you just go inside the supermarket, go to that category, and whatever product you want, you take it. There will be an property, or there will be a catalog of that particular product which has been printed or which has been pasted in that package. You refer to that. If it meets your requirement, you take and put it in the trolley. And after you do all the purchases, what you do, you just come out of the billing counter, and in billing counter everything will be billed, and he will be giving you one big bill, and that bill you just, whenever you get outside that bill will be having all the things whatever you have purchased. Whenever you are leaving the supermarket, the security person will be checking whether the components what has been inside your trolley and the what is being billed is same or not. If it is same, he just lets you out, then you come back to the home. So this is the one whole scenario you need to understand. This is a simple scenario. You may ask why you are explaining all these things. So this scenario we are going to relate and understand this designer window. So here you see in designer window that there are a lot of sub windows available over here. So here you have something called as pellets. So this pellets is nothing but which is like your supermarket. So supermarket is a place where you will be able to buy all your groceries, right? So same way here, pellet is the window where you will get all the components to create an Android applications. For example, you have buttons, checkbox, images, labels, a list viewer, notifier. All these are the components which has been available here, where you can use these components to create an application. So as I told you, in supermarket you will be having categories. So here also you have categories like layouts, media, drawing and animations. You have maps, sensor, social. So whatever categories you want, you have in each category you have all the components which has been available. So a pellet is a window where you will be having lots and lots of components which is available for you to use it in your application, or you can use those components to create an application. So this is a pellet. Pellet is a place where you will get all the components to create an application. So that is what pellet is. Then after that you have something called as viewer window. This viewer window is nothing but your trolley, whatever you take it inside your supermarket to buy things. So if you wanted to buy anything, what you do, you just take those things and put it inside the trolley, right? So same way a viewer window is the window where whatever you wanted to use it from the pellet, what you can do. For example, you see I want to use button. So what I can do, I can click on this button and drag and drop it in this viewer window. So that means like what you do it. So you take it from the supermarket and put it inside the trolley, right? So same way, whatever you click on this pellets, and you will be able to click and drag and put it inside the viewer window. So this viewer window is the place where it will be containing all your components, whatever you have used in your own project. So this pellet is like common, but this viewer window is like whatever you have used in your, whatever you have used for your own application. Where trolley is like whatever you have purchased for yourself will be available inside your trolley, right? So same way here, whatever you have used for your own application will be available in this window. Okay, and not only that, this viewer window is the window which partially shows you how does this app looks when you install it in your mobile phone. So here you see there is a picture of your mobile, some kind of mobile phone is available, and it is showing this button, right? So this is how this button partially looks. It is not the exact looking, partial looking of the application. Whenever you install this application in your mobile phone, this is how it looks. 80%, this is how the application looks whenever you install it. So it gives you a partial representation of your application whenever you install this application in your mobile phone. Okay, so that also is being available in this viewer window. Then after this viewer window, I have something called as components. This component is nothing but like your bill. So as I told you, whatever you have purchased, all those things will be listed in your bill, right? So same way, whatever you have dragged and dropped from this pellet to this viewer window, everything will be listed in this components, so that you will be able to have an easy access. For example, you say drag and drop one more button over here from this pellet to viewer window. You see that has been listed again over here. So you have screen 1, you have button 1, button 2, like that. If you put lots and lots of components over here, all the components will be listed over here. So this is like your bill, or this is like your bill where you get it whenever you come out of the supermarket. So then after that we have properties. This property is nothing like I told you, right? Each and every product will be having the each properties which is printed in the package itself, where by viewing that properties, if you want, you can take and put it inside your trolley, or else you can remove it, right? So same way, each and every component will be having their own properties. You can modify their properties in order to fit it properly into this viewer window. So each product will be having their own property. So here, if I click button, one property will come. If I click on screen, one property will come. So I can modify or I can view what are the properties available for this each component in this designer window, and I can modify them using this properties window. If I want to modify buttons property, I can click button, and here property will be there. I can modify all the properties of the button. So apart from all these three, there are one more window called as media window. This media window is nothing but if you wanted to use your own images or your own music or your own videos or your own multimedia files, you can use this media file window to upload your own media files into this platform. So you have one upload button, choose the file whatever you wanted to upload and click OK. Automatically the file whatever you wanted to upload will be available in this window. Then you can make use of that window. So this is how you will be able to do it. So this is what this designer window is all about. Okay. So in this designer window only we are going to replicate the design whatever we have made it in this first look part. So I will teach you how to do all those steps. So now we will go to the blocks part. So this blocks part is the part where you will be able to write the code. So here in MIT App Inventor, the beauty of MIT App Inventor is you no need to type the code. All the codes are available as an example, as a like blocks. So here you see, if you see towards left side, you have something called as blocks, and right side you have something called as viewer. So under blocks you have control. You see, I click control. You have lot of example codes. So these are the example codes. You see logic, you have examples. Mathematics, you have examples. Text, you have examples. List, you have examples. Dictionaries. So these are the lot of examples you have. So you can just use these examples to write the code. You don't need to type the code. You can just drag and drop it. See here, if I click on if condition, click whatever condition I want, drag and drop it. So I have to drop it inside this viewer window. Viewer window is the window where you will be able to place all this example components, and this is the code, main code it is going to execute. So this viewer window is the window where you will be able to drag and drop the code and make the code working. Here we should not tell it as code, we should tell it as blocks. So you will be able to drag and drop the blocks and make the design whatever you have made here to work functionally. You can make this functionality work here in this coding part. We can generally tell it as coding part, but here we call it as blocks. So here you will be able to build the blocks. So you have to just drag and drop from the examples, whatever you get it in this blocks window, and you will be able to develop it. So this part you will be able to completely understand when we start creating the applications. So as of now, understand that this is how you will be able to create this platform. So when I start creating or when we are doing the application, that time I will completely explain you about this blocks. So now this is the basic understanding of this designer blocks and this UI development or this first look development part. So in this, if you have any questions or queries, you can ask me, or you can just post it in the chat box. So if you have any queries, you can ask me, I can clear, then move on with the next thing. I can move on with the next thing. If you don't have any queries, you can even post that also. It will be much more helpful for us. Sir, is it using Scratch? I am not able to get you. What is Scratch? Is it using Scratch? Starch, okay. So it is not like starch, it is like okay. In this coding part where you showed list and dictionary, it is same as Python list and dictionary. Yes, it is same like that only. Fine. I hope you are able to understand the things or follow up the things till now. So we will just get into the designing part. So as I told you, designing, as per our design, what is being made in the first loop, we need two buttons. And already I have dragged and dropped two buttons. How did I drag and drop? See here, the button is available here in this user interface. Click this, drag and drop it. So how much ever you drag and drop, that many buttons will be added. Already I have added two buttons, but in my design, you see, in my design, both the buttons are in the center. It is not towards left side. So now I should understand how to bring this button towards center. So how will I bring this button towards center? That means I have to set the properties of the each. I should set the properties of each element or each component. So first I will click on the screen one. So this screen one properties I have to check. So if I click on screen one, you have properties block which is being opened over here. So here you have something called as about screen. So this about screen is nothing but which is like in C programming where if you write comments, right? So same way here, if you want to write any comments on this particular screen, then you can write whatever comments you want over here. So that takes us the about screen of the screen itself. Then you have accent color, whatever accent color you want, you can select your accent color. Then we have something called as align horizontal. Align horizontal is nothing but whatever the components which is been available inside the screen, how this component should be placed. So now you see the align component is selected as left. Now you see the components inside the screen is towards left side. So now if I wanted to move this orientation of the screen, how will I be able to move it? So I should change this align horizontal property. So if I click on this align horizontal and put it center, then you see the button position move to the center. So if I want to put it towards right, I can change it to right so that this button will move towards right side. So now what I will do, again I will change it and put it to the center. Why? Because in my design, both the buttons are in the center part. Okay, then it is in the center and it is in the top. So now again below to that align horizontal, you have one option called as align vertical. So this align vertical is one of the options where you will be able to move these components in vertical way. So above one which is called as align horizontal was to move it in horizontal way. So now if you wanted to move in vertical, then you can use this align vertical component where if you put it in the center, it will move to the center. Then if you put it bottom, it goes to the bottom. If you want to put it in the top, it will goes to the top. So it depends on how do you select and how do you want to place it. So as per my design, it is going to be available in the top of the screen. So that is the reason I'm leaving it in the top of the screen. Then we have something called as app name. So this app name is nothing but the name whenever you, after completing this application, whenever you install this application in your mobile phone, then this application should have some particular name, right? For example, if you install WhatsApp, the name of the application will be written WhatsApp below to that icon, right? So that name you have to give it over here. So what is the name you wanted to give? You can give it. So I am going to give it as color app. Okay, I'm going to give it as color app. So what is the background color? So if you want to set any background color for the screen, you can set it. So for example, if you want green, you can keep it as green. Or if you want white, you can keep it as white. I personally like white, so I'm going to keep it as white. So now if you want to upload any image and if you want to keep that image as background, then you can use this background image. So you can click on this none, and there you have one option called as upload file. Then you have one option called as upload file. There you can click on this upload file and you can choose the file name. So whatever image you have it in your PC, that you can select in your system, you can select that image and you can click OK. That image, whatever you have selected, will automatically be the background of this screen. So this is how you will be able to set this background of the screen. Then you have something called as blocks toolkit. So this blocks toolkit is nothing but whenever you are creating this application, you can use this application in a lot different ways. For example, if you are going to use this application as upload application, for example, if you want to upload some documents, so that kind of application you are trying to create an upload kind of application, then you can put upload file. Then if you're going to put it as like copying, or if you're going to try to replicate one more project, then you can put a match project. Then you're going to create an application like view and modify, in a sense if you want to put like any cloud access, if you want to access that cloud and modify that cloud, some kind of application like that, then you can put it as view and modify. So now generally we are going to use it, so that is the reason we are selecting all. Okay, then we have a close screen animation. So what is this close screen animation? If you would have come across this PowerPoint presentations, when the slide changes from one slide to another slide, you could see some sort of animations, right? So same way, whenever this screen opens and whenever the screen closes, you can create some animation. So what kind of animation you want, you can select. If you want fade, and if the screen wants to close by fading, then you can use fade. If the screen wants to close by zoom, then you can select zoom. If you want to slide and close, then you can use slide. If you wanted to slide horizontal and vertical, anything, whatever you want, you can use it. Then we have something called as icon. So here in this icon, whatever image you upload here using this icon, same way, click on this, have upload file, select any file from your PC or any picture from your PC. So whatever picture you select, that picture is going to be your icon of the application. Okay, so that picture is going to be the icon of the application. Then same way I told you for close screen animation, right? So whenever the screen closes, then you can have one animation. Whenever the screen opens, also you can have one animation. Under this open screen animation, you can have this animations by clicking this, setting the sum of the animations over here. Then you have primary color, whatever primary color you want, you can keep it. Then primary color dark also you can keep it. Then we have something called a screen orientation. The screen orientation is nothing but if you want to keep it only landscape, that means if you keep it landscape, whenever you open this application will open only in landscape. Then if you want to keep it in portrait, only in portrait, you can select portrait. If you want to keep it according to the sensor, there is an landscape detector sensor, where screen orientation detection sensor, where it detects which side the screen orientation comes. So by using this screen orientation sensor, you can the application will be tilting itself, or it will be changing its position. Or else you can keep it as user. If the user wants to tilt it, then he can tilt it. If he doesn't want to tilt it, he can leave it. So here I'm going to keep it as portrait. So however you want, you can keep it. Then we have scrollable. Scrollable is nothing but you would have seen in Facebook, right? If you click on the Facebook app and if you start scrolling it, you'll be able to scroll till the end. You will be able to scroll it, right? Infinite scroll. So if you want to have such options, you can use it as scroll. If you don't want to have it as scrollable, then you can uncheck this scrollable. Then we have show list as JSON, show status bar. So all these things are show list as JSON is nothing but if you will be learning it in IoT part, that time we will be telling you about this JSON part. Then apart from this, we have show status bar. So here if you want the status bar, that will be visible. If you don't want that status bar, you can just check it, that status bar will not be visible. Then we have responsive in the sense, so here the application whatever we are developing is under 505 into 320. This is the pixel size of the application what we are going to develop. But the mobile phones whatever we have are in different sizes. Some are in 6-inch screen, some are having 4-inch screen, some are having 5-inch screen, some are having 7-inch screen. So there are different sizes, right? So so here sizing, if you keep it as responsive, what it will happen in a sense, it will be able to adjust it according to the screen whatever you install. If you are not installing it according to the screen whatever you have installed, what it will do in the sense, you will not be able to install the applications properly. So that is the reason, if you want to keep it as fixed, you can keep it as fixed. That time it will not be able to resize itself and fit to the screen whatever you want. If you keep it responsive, it will be able to resize itself and it will be able to fit to the screen whatever you want. So then we have theme, whatever theme you want, you can select it. So here it is going to be classic only. So title you have. So here title, let me change it to. So So the title, let me keep it as color app. So see here, the title is nothing but here which has been available over there. So there I have typed the name of the screen one, changed the name of the screen one title as color app, and if I click enter, now you see the name of the name of the title is being changed to color app. So once you remove it, then you have title view. If you want to have the title viewable, you can have a title viewable. If you don't want it, you can just remove it. Then we have tutorials. If for this application, if you have any tutorials, you can put that link over here. Then if you wanted to have version code is nothing but every time you will be able to update you will be able to get the app update, right? So that time, each time you will be able to have the version code. If you would have seen properly in the application, whenever you are installing that updates for any application, that time you will be able to see the number of like 1.1.0 update, 1.001 update. So that kind of version code and version name can be given over here by using this screens property. So this is the property of the one single screen. So now we will change to the another property. We will click on the button and we will set the properties of the button. So what was the button one's background color? Here we will go and check. The button one's background color is red color. So let me come back over here and set the background color as red color, and I want the font to be bold, and I want the font to be italic. Then I want the font size to be little more bigger, so I'm changing the font size to 20. Then I will choose the font style. Basically, I like monospace, so I'm going to give the font style as monospace. Then height. So here this height plays the major role over here. This height is nothing but how much height this button should be inside the screen. So now if I select this full parent and click OK, you see this full parent is nothing but which selects the whole screen's height, or whatever the space is available, it selects the whole space. So the better I will suggest you not to go with the full parent. Then you can go with either pixels or percentage. In pixels, if you select 5 pixels, if you install it in any mobile phone also, it will be 5 pixels only. So it is better suggested to go with percentage. Percentage is nothing but, let me tell you what is percentage. So here I am giving it as 10%. So this 10%, this is the height of the 10%. So for example, you see, this is the height of the screen. This white part is the height of the screen. If this is the 100%, in this 100%, this button will cover 10%. So that means if you install it in 6-inch also, this button size will adjust to that and it will become 10%. If you install it in one big tab also, it will adjust the button size and it will become the 10% of the tablet size. So that is the reason we are going with the percentage. So now what had happened? Now the button's height is 10%. So same way width. This is the width. This width is 100. Assume that this width is 100%. So now, for example, you see here also I'll set it as the percentage. If I keep it as 30%, what it happens? This is the 30% of the width. So this will be your whole width, this white part. In this whole width, 30%. This button is taking up the 30% of the screen. So that is what this means. So now if you install it in any mobile phone, it will take the 10% and 30% of this button will take 10% of the whole screen of height and 30% of the whole screen width. Then if you want to set any background for this image, for background for this button, you can use this image button and upload that image. Automatically that will be the background of this button. Then we have shape of the button. Shape, you have rounded, you have rectangle, and you have oval. I personally like rounded, so I'm going to keep it as rounded. And you have text. So this is the text where you will be able to write anything. So here what I am just naming the name of the button as red. Then we have align text. Align text is nothing but if I keep it as left, the text inside the button goes towards left side. If I keep it as right side, the text inside the button goes towards right side. And if I keep it as center, then it becomes center. Then I can even change the text inside this button. So if whatever color I want, I can keep it. Generally, I'm not going to change it. So it is normally black. So I'm going to give it as normally black only. So this is how I'll be able to set the properties of the button. So same procedure I have to follow to set the properties of button 2 also. So click on button 2, you will get the button 2's property. Set the background color to blue, then make it enable the font bold, italic, and change the font to same font what you used previously. Then change the font style also to the same style. Height also should be same height so that it looks beautiful and it looks proper as it fits with the older size. So size also I wanted to be in 30%. Then shape also I wanted to be rounded. Then I want the text inside this should be blue. So now you see everything is proper. Other things I have not used anything much in this. So now we are almost covering up the design whatever we have made. Okay. So now here you can ask me something like, sir, this buttons whatever you have done in the designing is adjacent to each other, but here it is one below each other. So how will we be able to place buttons adjacent to each other, sir? So you will be able to place these buttons adjacent to each other. So for that you need one more component which will help you to place the components in horizontally. So those things are being available here in this palette. Under palettes, if you go, you have one option called as layouts. If you click on this layouts, you have something called as horizontal arrangement, horizontal scroll arrangement, table arrangement, vertical scroll arrangement. This horizontal arrangement is nothing but if you want to place your components adjacent to each other, then you can use this horizontal arrangement. So if you wanted to place components in table format, then you can use this table arrangement to place the components in the table format. Then if you want to place the components one below each other, then you have vertical arrangement where you will be able to place the components in vertical position. So as of now, what I have to do, I have to place the components adjacent to each other. So that means I have to use this horizontal arrangement. So click on this horizontal arrangement, drag and drop it in the main window. Once you drag and drop it in the viewer window, that will be automatically ordered in the components, and click on that horizontal arrangement, you get the properties of this horizontal arrangement components. So now the horizontal arrangement components you have to fix it. So align horizontal, it is left. I don't want it to be in the left. I want it to be in the center. So I'm going to keep it as center. Then align vertical is at the top. This also I don't want to be in the top. I'm going to change it as center. So now this is done. So background color, I'm not bothered about the background color. And then we have something called as height. So this height is very more. So I have to reduce the height. So click on the height and change it to percentage. Our height of our button is 10%. So that is the reason I am going to change this also as 10%. Now you see the height of the horizontal arrangement is 10%. Now I have to do it with 20%. Now I have to go with width. So width, I am going to change the width of the thing as 70%. You may ask me 70%. 70% why I am keeping. So this button is 30% and this button is 13%. So if you want to place these two buttons inside this, then I have to make it more bigger so that I will be able to place these buttons inside this. So now I have done everything. So how will I be able to place it? Click on this red button, drag and drop it. Click on this blue button, drag and drop it. So now this is how you will be able to place these buttons adjacent to each other. So this is the pattern, or this is how you will be able to place these buttons adjacent to each other. So you don't need to be worried about this. So please place these buttons adjacent to each other. So please place these buttons adjacent to each other. So if you have any doubts till now, you can ask me. So I'll be able to clear it off. Any questions here, please post it. I'll be able to clear it off. Okay, so now again you will go back over here. So this we have placed it. So now almost we have covered 50 to 80% of our design. The last design what is left is we need to put one field below to this button. So how are we going to put this field? So there is no any particular field component available in this MIT App Inventor. There is no particular field component available in this MIT app inventor. So how are we going to do it? So we are going to use the existing component, and we are going to change that as field component, and we are going to use it as a field component. So how are we going to use an existing component? So we are going to use the same horizontal arrangement field as an field component. So how are we going to use it? So click on this horizontal arrangement, drag and drop it. So this component only we are going to use it as field component. So how are we going to use this as a field component? So see here, once you drag and drop it, it is available in the component. In under component, you have this option called as rename. So click on this horizontal arrangement tool and click on rename, and rename it as field, and click OK, and click OK. So now you see this is being changed as field. Now you can use this as a field component. So now I have to set the field's properties. Click on this field. I am not bothered about horizontal arrangement. I am not bothered about vertical arrangement. I am directly going for height and width. So height, let me keep it as whatever height I want. It is up to your personal choice. I'm going to keep it as 50. And width also, it is going to be your personal choice. I'm going to give it as 70. So now you see it is something like an square shape. We have almost replicated the design whatever we have made over there. So red button, blue button, then we have one field over here. So here we have to complete the functionality. The functionality is, if I click on red button, then this field should change to red color. If I click on blue button, then this field should change to blue color. So this is the two buttons we have done, and this is the field whatever we have put it over here. So this is the complete designing part. We are finishing the designing part here. So if you have any questions or queries in this designing part, you can ask me. I can clear your questions or queries in this designing part.
So in button properties, what does show feedback means?
Where do you have feedback?
In button properties.
Okay, in button properties, where okay, show feedback in the sense here you will be getting some toast or some kind of thing. So if you wanted to view, if you doesn't want to view that, you can check it off. If you uncheck it off, you will be getting the toast, like it is you have clicked the button, or if you have not clicked the button. So that is the button feedback. You are getting it. So here we don't want to see it. I have checked it. If you want to see it, you can have it as unchecked. So apart from this, any questions you have? How to rename the horizontal? Okay. So see here, I will drag and drop one more horizontal arrangement. So I will tell you how to rename this. So once you drag and drop here, you have to select that horizontal arrangement, whatever you have dragged and dropped. Then there you have one option called as rename. Click on that rename, and there you can give any name, hi or field or anything. So let me give it as hi and click OK. So then the field will be changed to the name whatever we have renamed it. So this is how you will be able to rename it. Once if you have dragged and dropped lot of components, and if you wanted to delete this component, there only you have delete option. So select what is the component you want to delete and click on delete. It shows you disclaimer, click again delete. That will be automatically deleted. So this is how you will be able to delete the component. So is there any questions here or any queries over here? You can ask me. I can just clear it off. Anybody is trying to ask any question, you can ask me. Okay, shall I continue with my code? Shall we go on with the coding part? Okay, now we will see or check how do we write codes for this particular application. So now you see first look is done, that first look is being replicated and user interface is being completed in the designer part. So now we are going to write the code for this application. So how are we going to write this code? So what is the aim? The aim is whenever I click on red button, then the field should change to red color. Then same way, whenever I click on the blue button, then the field should change to blue color. So this is my aim. So the initiation or the trigger is where the trigger is there in whenever you click on the button. So that means we need the button example codes. So here go for block, check where is button. So see here, whatever components you have drag and dropped in this designer window and whatever is available in this components, all this blocks example code also will be available over here for you for your reference. So as I told you, our triggering point is button. So first triggering point is red button. So red button is button 1. So search where is button 1. Button 1 is available over here. If I click on that button 1, I get lots and lots of blocks available here. So the first block whatever you get is when button 1 dot click. So drag and drop this when button 1 dot click in the sense it is checking that whether you have clicked the button or not. So whenever you are installing this application in your mobile phone and once you click on the button, this when button dot click will get activated. So when this button block gets activated, what you have to do? You have to do some process. So as per our aim, what is the process? Whenever I click on this red button, I should change this field color. Whenever I click on this red button, I should change this field color. So now whenever I click on that button, I'm able to track that action. Once I track that action, now what should do? I should do the reaction for that action. So here, what should I do? I should change the field color. So go back, check where is the field component. Field components available here. If you click on this field component, you get lot of blocks, example blocks. So here you have one block called as set field dot background color 2. So take this set field dot background color 2. So this is the block which is going to help you to set the field. Field is what? Component name. Dot background. Background is the element. So background, it is going to change it to some color. So what color you wanted to change? Actually button 1 is for red color. So then you have to change it to red color. So how will you be able to change it to red color? Again, go back to the blocks and search where is color components. And see here, there is one block called as color block. Click on color. You get lot of color. So here, where is red color? Take this red color and put it over here. So now set field dot background color to red color. Done. So when this background should be red color, whenever this block gets activated, then it should be then it should change the color to red color. So what you have to do? Move this component over inside this block. So now what it will happen? When button dot click, button 1 dot click, whenever you are clicking on button 1, what it will do in the sense, it will set the field's background color to red color. So it is very simple. You have to drag and drop the components, it will just change it. So this is how you will be able to, it will be able to track whether you have clicked the button 1 or not. If you have clicked the button 1, automatically it will set the background color as red color. So same set of procedure you have to do it for blue color button also, but for that it is a different button. So for blue color, what is the button name? Button is button 2. So again you have to search where is button 2. Button 2 is available here. Click on this button 2. There you'll get lot of examples. There you have to take when button 2 dot click. So take that button 2 dot click box. So here you see here is button 1 dot click. So second option is when button 2 dot click. So whenever you click on button 2, what it should happen? It should do the same process of setting the background color, but not to red color. It should change it to blue color. So where we should go? We should go search where is field. Click on field. There we will be having field set field dot background color to one example code will be there. Click on that, drag and put it inside the do block. So whenever you click on button 2, it is going to set the background color to some color. So what color? Actually, it should be blue color. So where will I get the blue color component? Again, here in the color component, I'll be having the blue color. Take this blue color, drag and drop it and put it at the edge. So now you see, whenever you click on the button 1, it will change the background color to red color. Whenever you click on the button 2, it will change the background color to blue color. So after you do all these things, you have below you have some show warnings. So there is some yellow color icon symbol and red color into symbol. If there is 0 available here. So if it shows numbers over here, for example, you see I will detach this blue color. So now you see there is one warning available here and there is one error available here. So this same into mark is available in this block. So that means you cannot leave this block empty. So this is a wrong way of programming. So you cannot leave this block empty. So it is showing you the errors. So if I drag and drop this inside down, you see automatically all the errors will become rectified. So here it shows you the runtime errors what has been available over here. You don't need to wait till end to compile and check. So here it gives you the runtime error. So unknowingly, if you would have drag and drop any blocks like this, if you wanted to delete this block, you can click this, directly drag and drop it inside this delete window. Automatically that component will be deleted. So if you wanted to zoom the code, you can use this zoom option. If you wanted to zoom out, you can use the zoom out option. If you want to align center, you can click on the center, it will align it. If you want to zoom it, you can zoom it. Then there is one backpack available here. Regarding this backpack, I'll teach you tomorrow. So this is the whole coding part. So we are done with our first applications coding. So if you have any questions or queries in this, you can just ask me. So I'll be able to clear it off. And then I'll teach you how to test this application, whether it is working or not. So please post your questions or queries in the chat. So I'll be able to answer your questions. Can we use if-else condition for this? You can use if-else, but our aim of the application is to use 2 buttons. So that is the reason we are not using if-else. So we will see the if-else condition in next application. Any other questions? Shall I continue? If you have any questions or queries, I am open. You can unmute yourself and ask the questions. Or else, I'm ready. I'm waiting here. You can just ask me your questions. Okay. So now we will check out how this applications can be installed. So see at the top we have my project, connect and build. So here you have build option, click on that build. There you have 2 options. One is like app stage APK to my computer, and you have app provide QR code for APK. So click on this app provide QR code for .apk. So what it does, it just compiles your application and it gives you one QR code. So now you can take your any Android mobile phone. In that you can take any scanner application, QR code scanner application, and whatever the scanner QR code available in your screen, just scan that QR code. Automatically you will be able to download the application whatever you have made. So install that application in your mobile phone and check whether the application is working or not. So now you see, for me, I will be able to get one QR code. So once that QR code has been available, so I will be able to install that QR code and I will be able to see. Now I have got the QR code. So you can scan this QR code, install it in your mobile phone and check whether the application is working or not. So now what we will do is, if you want, I will just stop sharing the screen. So what you can do is, people who have got the output, you can just turn on your cameras and you can show the output for the other people so that they'll be able to understand and show it. Once you complete the application, you can just start showing the application to the other people, so that turn on your cam and you can start showing the application to the others so that they'll be able to view your output. Just try and let me know whether it is working or not. I hope everybody understood how to download this application to your phone and install it in your phone and check whether the application is working or not.
Participants can unmute themselves and ask if any doubt or query to directly.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, any QR code scanner that is available in Play Store will work for this. Is
Yes,
it?
yes. Any QR code scanner will work.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, many are telling that it is working. So it is better if you can show it for the people through your cam. Like you can turn on your cam, or you can just screen share or something like that, so that we people will be able to see the output, or people who are not able to see the output can see the output. So please show the output. Any volunteers who can come forward and show the output in the cam.
Sir, can I show the output?
Yes.
So, sir, can I start presenting my screen right now?
Yes, you can just present, or you can just turn on the cam and show anything.
Sir, is my screen visible?
No, yes. Yes, it is visible.
Sir, this is the app.
Okay.
So when I'm pressing on red, it's red, and when I'm pressing on blue, it's blue.
Yes. See, he's using an emulator, and I think he's trying to install, trying to show it to you using an emulator. I think it is emulator, right?
Sir, actually, I'm using my phone only, but I'm just using an application to share my phone screen in the laptop.
Okay. Got it. So that you will be able to access your phone and.
Yes, sir.
So what kind of application is that?
Sir, it is an application named Visor. It actually connects your mobile phone screen with the laptop screen. So you can present your laptop screen and you can show your mobile phone screen also.
Okay, it is Visor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Got a learning from you. Thank you so much.
Welcome, sir. So,
So
sir,
see,
can I stop?
yeah. So that is how the application works. So if anybody is having any issues or any problem or any queries, you can just ask it in the chat. If nothing, you please tell me. So we will just start continuing our next application. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. So we'll go on with the next application. So the next application, what we are going to do is, it is the same application, but here it is going to be, we are not going to have buttons. Here, instead of that, we are going to use something called a slider. Okay, so see here, we are going to use something called a slider. So if you want, you just start new project. So I am not going to start any new project. Why? Because there are a lot of projects lined up in my my account. So that is the reason I'm not starting new project. But how do you start new projects? Here, start new project is there. Click on that start new project. Automatically, will be able to start the new project. So or else what you can do, if you can just select the components and you can just delete those components. So select that components, delete it, automatically that components will be deleted. So for next application, I need this field to be available. So I am keeping this field. So next, what we are going to do is we are going to use something called a slider. So what is this slider? A slider is application, or a slider is a component where you will be able to where you daily use it to increase and decrease the brightness of your screen. Maybe in your notification there will be one slider bar where when the slider is minimum, your brightness will be minimum. When your slider is maximum, and your brightness will be maximum, right? That same slider we are going to use. So where is that slider available? You see under user interface at the bottom we have this slider. Click this slider, drag and drop it at the top of this field. So I have dragged and dropped this field. So now we are going to set the properties of this slider. So color, left color, whatever you want, you can have the left color, right color, whatever you want, you can have it. So now I'm going to go with the width. So here there is no height of the slider. Why? Because slider means it will be small. So only width will be available. So width, I'm going to keep the width as 90%. So it covers the whole screen almost. And you have something called as maximum value and minimum value. So here maximum value I'm going to give it as 5, and minimum value I'm going to give it as 0. So here whenever you move the slider, the value will be from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. The value will be varying according to the position of the slider. So that is the minimum value is 0 and the maximum value is 5. And you have a thumb enabled. You should make it the thumb enabled, then only it will be enabling the this pointer variable or pointer option, where you'll be able to click that pointer and you'll be able to move this slider. Then you have thumb position, how much the position of your thumb should be. So this you no need to bother about the thumb position. You need to be bothered about the maximum value and the minimum value and the width of the slider. So the width of the slider I have kept 90, maximum value I have kept at 5, and minimum value I have kept at 0. So what we are going to do with this slider, sir? So in last program you have done this. You have done something like whenever you click on the buttons, then you change the color, right? So now what we are going to do, by using slider, we are going to change the color. So if the value of the slider is 1, then I'm going to change it to one color. If the value of the slider is 2, then I'm going to change it to a different color. If the value of the slider is 3, then I'm going to change it to one color. If the value of slider is 4, then I'm going to change it to one color. That means whenever I am moving my slider from left to right or right to left, I am going to change the field which is below there. I'm going to change the color of the field. So that is my application, or that is my aim. So how am I going to achieve that? So this is the design. I hope everybody are able to understand this design. So now we will see how we will be able to code for this application. Go for the blocks. Now since we have deleted the other components, this will be fully empty. So now, as I told you yesterday, in previous application, what we have developed there, the initiation point was in button. Whenever you click on button, then the process started, right? But here it is, we don't have button only. So where is the initiation process? The initiation process is in the slider. So whenever you move the slider, then the color should change. So that means we have to start our process with slider. So go check where is slider option available. Now you see, if you come down under the screen, whatever the components I have dragged and dropped, or whatever is available here in the components, same thing is available under screen over here. So now you can click on the slider. Why? Because our process is going to start from slider only. So there you have when slider 1 position change. So this is the block which will help you, or which will get activated when the position of the slider changes. So when the position of the slider will change, whenever you install this application, and whenever you place your finger in that that slider pointer, and whenever you move, that time slider's position will change. So here that pointer what is there in that slider, we call it as thumb position. Why? Because we basically use the thumb finger to move the slider, right? So that is the reason they have kept the name as thumb. So here you will be able to see this pointer what has been available here. This is called as thumb position. So whenever this position is at the maximum, the value will be maximum. When this thumb position is the minimum, the value will be minimum. So if it is in the in between, then corresponding value will be returned. So same thing, if you click over here, it is having when slider dot position change. When the slider dot position change means what? Whenever you are moving that thumb position slider, whenever you move that time this block will get activated. So when this block get activated, what it will do? It will you can do some process. Not only that process, it returns you one value. What is the value it returns? It returns you the get thumb position. It gives you the what is the value of the position. Whether if it is maximum, it gives you 5. If it is minimum, it gives you 0. That value it gives you. So now what we are going to do? We are going to if condition. We are going to use this if condition and find out whether the value is 1, 2, 3 or not. Okay. So for if condition, where go under control, there you have if condition. So take this if condition. This if condition is going to help you to understand, or this if condition is going to help you to make a condition and check. So this is a conditional statement. So put this if condition. Here you have to put the condition. This is the here you have to put a comparison. This if is a condition statement, but you have to put the comparison. So what is the comparison you are going to make? So here we are going to make a mathematical comparison. Why? Because the sum position is the function which gives you the value of this slider. So this slider's value it is going to give you. That value is what? It is a number. So we are going to do a mathematical comparison. So since we are going to do mathematical comparison, go under block, search where is math. If you click on math, there is one comparison block available here. So take this comparison block and put it inside this if. So whatever value you put it in this first cavity and whatever value you put it in the second cavity, if these two data are equal, then this if condition will become true. If it does not become true, what we will do? We will be able to then this if condition will not work and the process will not be started. So here first value what we have to put? We have to put some value. So empty value, or we have to put customized value. So if I wanted to put my own value, again, since it is a mathematical integer data, go for math. At top, we have one empty block. So take this empty block and put it inside the first block. So here you see, you will be able to customize numbers. Any number you want, you can keep it. If you want 1, you can keep it. If you want 2, you can keep it. If you want 3, you can keep it. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to just change the value as 1. So now I have just put the value as 1. And now here I am going to compare. So which value I have to compare? I have to compare the thumb position value. So move the cursor over your thumb position. Then you will get one option called as get thumb position. So get this get thumb position and put it inside this condition. So now what it will happen? Now whatever the position value, for example, you see, now if I am moving the slider lightly and the value initially it will be 0, once it reaches some distance it will become 1. So if the value is 1, now what it will happen? This if condition will become true. So if this if condition becomes true, then what I have to do? I have to change the background color of the field. So how will I change the background color of the field? I need to go back to the field, click on the field. There I will be having set field dot background color. Take the set field dot background color. Then again what I have to do? I have to set some color over here. Where will I get the color? Color component is available here. Click on the color, take some color and put it over here. So So like this, I have to create many more if conditions. But here there is a problem. What is the problem in the sense? This get some position, this block, it does not return you integer data. It returns you floating point data. Floating point data in the sense 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. So like that, it returns you the floating point data. So that means in this slider, if I start moving it, what it will happen? 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. And after 0.9 only it will show you 1. So like that, it gives you a decimal value. So now, in order to avoid this decimal value, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do rounding off this numbers. So you would have learned in 3rd standard or 4th standard, right? If the value is between 0.6 or 0.5 to 1.4, the value will be 1. If the value is between 1.5 to 2.4, then the value will be 2. So like that, here also I'm going to round off this value. So rounding off value is a mathematical function. Go for math, click on math. There you will be having one option called as round off, round, R-O-U-N-D, round on option will be there. Take this round block and put it inside this round get some position. Now what it will happen, whatever floating point you get, whenever you pass it to this round function, this will automatically round off the value to a whole value or a natural value. Once it is been rounded off, this rounded off value can be attached with this, and now we can compare. So now what will happen? Now floating point value will be rounded off and you will get 1. So if it is 1, this if condition will be satisfied, and what it will happen, it will make the background color to change to red color. So now you have to do multiple if conditions. So now what it will happen, you may have one question that should I go every time and drag and drop all these components? No, it is not necessary that you have to go drag and drop all these components every time. You can right click on this whole code, whatever you wanted to do, whatever you want to copy, right click on that, you have one option called as duplicate. So once you duplicate, you see that whole code will be duplicated. So now once you duplicate it, here the change what I have to do is, I have to change the value here to, from 1 to 2 I have to change, and here red color is there. If I click on that, I get the color panel. I have to change it to different color. So now you see, first if condition will be satisfied if the value is 1. If this if condition is not satisfied, it goes to the second if, and if the value is 2, this if condition satisfied. So write this, I can duplicate so many times. So I can change it to 3 and change the color here to yellow color. Then again I can right click and duplicate and put it over here, and I can change the value to 4 and change the color to different color like blue. Then again I can duplicate and I can just put it below to this, change the value to 5 and change the color here to green. So like the different colors I'll be able to do it, but I'm doing it only for 5. Why? Because the thumb position here, the maximum value is 5 only. So it may not go more than 5. If you want, if you keep it as 10, then here you can put 10 if condition and 10 different colors. Since we have not put 10, we have put only 5. So this is how I'll be able to put if condition, and I'll be able to have this red, brown, yellow and green being changed whenever you move this slider. So do you have any questions or doubts in this program? You can ask me, I will clear. So once it is being cleared, we will check whether this application is working or not. So you have any doubts or questions or queries? Okay, I hope nobody is having anything. So what we will do is we will compile this code. How will we be able to compile this code? So click on build. There you have app provide QR code for .apk. Automatically this code will be compiled. Once this code is being compiled and once this code is being installed in your mobile phone, you just drag the slider and check whether the below field whatever is available is changing its color or not. So this is how you will be able to implement a different slider program by using this application. So here by using IoT devices, you will be able to increase or decrease the fan speed, or by using buttons, you will be able to turn on and turn off the LEDs. So like there are a lot of applications are available by using this slider and the button. So basic, we are just learning how to use these buttons and how to understand how to create this application. So that's it. So if you have any queries or questions, ask me. or else you can just check whether the application is working or not by installing it in your mobile phone. If it is working, anybody can just share your screen or just turn on your camera and show the output for the other people who is not trying or who's not getting the output. Anybody, if you want me to show the code, you can even tell me. I'll just try to show the code also. Okay, so hope everybody are able to understand this, right? So please check this and let me know whether you are able to get the output or not. So anybody got the output? So anybody can share the screen and please show the output, or turn on the camera and show the output for the other people.
Shubhadeep, you can share your screen to show your result to Sam.
Okay, sir. Sir, can I present now?
Yes, you present now.
Yes, you can.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
So I set the gray color in position 0, and then it's red,
Okay.
yellow, blue, green, and then black.
Yes, perfect. So this is how you will be able to do this process, and you will be able to understand this. I hope everybody have got a basic understanding about how this application, or how do we create an application using this MIT App Inventor. So we are trying to cover up buttons and sliders. So this we will be trying to implement in tomorrow's applications, where we will be starting with for IoT, for IoT devices. So that's it for today's lessons or today's class, where we have understood what is MIT App Inventor, how does this MIT App Inventor look, and we have created a couple of applications. So I will try to give you an assignment. If possible, you try and come back tomorrow, or else you can try it separately, and you can just write me a mail also, so that I can help you out. So tomorrow's assignment is, we have done 2 applications today, right? One is like we have done red and green button, then we have did one slider. So tomorrow's assignment is, I will have 2 buttons and 1 slider. That means red button, blue button, 1 slider. So if I click on red button and move the slider, then the field should vary the stages of red color. For me, light LED, dark LED. So it should vary the brightness of red color. Then if I click on blue and if I scroll the slider, then the field's color should change in the blue color. That means the blue's brightness should change. So it is basically that red button, blue button slider. If I click on red button and move the slider, red shade should come. Light LED, dark LED, medium red, like that. Red's brightness should vary. Then if I click on blue color and if I move the slider, then blue color's brightness should vary. So this is the assignment for tomorrow's class. It is a normal assignment. If you want, you try it out and come back tomorrow so that you will be able to grasp these things in much more easier way. So or else you can just come back tomorrow and just start with the tomorrow session. So that's it for today's session. If you have any questions or queries or doubts, I'm open to it. You can just ask the questions and we will just find out. Thank you.
Devjyoti, Ashmita, will you want to share your screen to show your result to sir? Devjyoti, Ashmita, Rajashree, Devjyoti, anyone?
Ashmita wants to share. Ashmita?
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম আমি মোবাইলে কানেক্ট করে তারপর ঢুকছি
Okay, try.
Yes, another participant, Mr. Aryan Lala, so you can also share your screen to sir. Yeah, Rajashree, yes, you can present now. Ashmita, okay. Jiva sir, Ashmita is presenting his result.
Yes, sir. It is much more clear and I think it is so much proper. And this is how the application works.
Thank you.
From whose part it is echoing there?
So I hope you can try the assignment whatever I have given. So it will give you much more understanding and much more learning process of what we have taught today. Tomorrow we will just go on with the IoT cloud and how to create an application for an IoT device, something like that. So that will give you a more picture about how to move application development towards IoT device side. So that's it for today's day. So if you have any questions or queries, I'm open now. You can ask me. I'm ready to answer your questions.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, can you please say the assignment once again, because I'm not able to share my phone screen today because I am running out of charge of my phone. I'll try to do the assignment and show you tomorrow. If you
Okay. So see here, as basically we have here one slider. 1 minute, I'll just share my screen so that I'll give you the design itself so that it'll be easy for you to do it. So I hope my screen is visible.
No, sir, you please present now again.
So I'm presenting it now. I hope it should be visible now.
Yes, sir. It's visible
So
now.
now this is the slider you'll be having. This is the basic field we have. So what I told is I need you to drag and drop 2 buttons over here. So now this button I want you to name it as red, and I want you to name the second button as blue. Second button, just name it as blue. And if you click on this red and if you move the slider, this field should vary its red brightness. I mean red brightness should vary from highest to lowest. So for example, if dark red is there, if you move the slider, it should become slighter red, then pink, then white, then it should become white. So if I click on blue, then it should be dark blue, then it should go to sky blue, then it should become white. So that here the brightness of the blue should vary when I click on blue button. If I click on red button, then here red color's brightness should vary when I move this slider. So now when you move the slider, different color comes, right? So now I don't want the color. Now I want the brightness of the color, shades of the color. So how will I get the shades of the color? You can ask me. That also I will tell you. I'll give you everything. So if you see here, for example, if I click the red color, you see I have a light red, then little bit dark, then dark, then it becomes black. Then same way blue also, light blue, some lighter blue, then you get sky blue, dark blue, then it becomes the violet and it becomes very dark violet. So like this you can take the shade of these colors, and same way for red colors also you can take the red colors. So how it has to work in the sense, if I click red and if you move the slider, then it should vary the red color brightness. If I click the blue and if I move the slider, then it should move the blue color brightness. So this is the assignment. So I hope everybody are able to understand this. So this is the assignment, you have to do it tomorrow. So all this beautification, everything, you can do it from your end and just make it attractive as much as possible by adding background or by adding this designs to this red button, blue button, and you can show your creativity over there and try to complete that assignment. If you are willing to complete, you can try to complete the assignment. So this is what the assignment is all about. I hope everybody are able to understand this. So now that's it, I hope, from my end. So if you have any questions or queries, you can just ask me. I'm ready to solve your questions or queries.
Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful and informative session. This session was definitely a learning curve for all of the participants. I would like to request the participants to join us tomorrow again at 2:30 p.m. And I would also request the presence of all our respected faculty members who were with us today at 2:30 p.m. as well. For tomorrow, we have firstly a lecture session scheduled by our esteemed faculty member, Ramesh sir, and then we will have the continuation of today's hands-on session by Jiva Prasad sir. So I would like to thank Jiva Prasad sir again for his presence. I would like to thank our HOD ma'am, Dr. Ivy Majumdar, for her presence, all our respected faculty members and participants.
So before we leave, can we have a snap? Can everybody on their camera and let us have a photo?
Sure. Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there is an announcement for the program. The announcement is in the workshop program. So daily will be given mandatory feedback along with a quiz. So all the participants have to fill the feedback form along with the quiz. Okay. Right. So today's feedback will be open till 9 p.m. There is a separate form for students and separate form for faculty and staff participants. Along with this, there will be a separate assignment. Already one assignment has been given by Jiva Prasad sir, and there is an overall assignment which will be provided to all the participants. So all these feedback forms, quizzes, and assignments have to be completed to ensure your successful participation in the workshop and to ensure the participation certificate. Okay. So, and sir, so there are a few questions. So will you like to address today or we can address tomorrow?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can address that. Someone has asked me, like, is this app inventor open source? Yes, this app inventor is open source. Can I share my application to my friends? No, this link, whatever you get, whenever you get the QR code, that is only for a limited number of minutes. So you cannot share that link, but after downloading the APK, you can share that APK to your friends where your friends can use it. That can be done. Then how can we submit the assignment? Assignment tomorrow morning when we start, when we are waiting for the other people to join the session, that time I'll give you time to show your assignment. So that time you can show the assignments to me in the by sharing your screen. So that is how we will review our assignments. Someone has asked me for IoT. Tomorrow definitely we will start with IoT. We will start with Blink server and we will see how to take the Blink server into our application. That also we will see. We'll be accepting response. Okay, that is like other things. So I hope I have addressed all the questions.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Kanaya Bhatt, yes, tomorrow's timing is from 2:30 onwards. Okay, so Google Meet link will be provided to you. So join that Google Meet link. So from 2:30 onwards, there is a lecture session from 2:30 to 3:30 by Mr. Ramesh Kumar sir. And from 3:30 onwards, you will be having the training session, hands-on training session on IoT part. So thank you all the participants. Please, HOD ma'am, please take the charge of the session.
No, it's okay. The link will be given in the WhatsApp group for tomorrow's meet. Before we conclude, just a snap.
Sure, ma'am.
Please open your camera, all of you. Sir, please you also.
Yes, ma'am. I'm on my camera.
All the participants are requested to switch on their videos for screenshots.
Hope it is done.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everybody. So let us meet tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Link will be provided. Till then, goodbye, stay safe. And don't forget to submit the feedback. All the participants can leave the session. Please organize a stay back.